sure. Let's see there. We'll see. First time live on YouTube. Nice. Let's see if we can find some absolute bargains on here. Wow. Look at this beauty here. Bloody hell. The first thing I've looked at and it's there, look. Oh my god, what is this? Fully working 1080 Ti graphics card, recently upgraded to a 3060, so no longer needed. Wow. Looks in good nick. That looks good. £100 for an MSI 1080 Ti. Wow, 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 wow. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's an absolute bargain. That's what it is. Let's just have a look over here. Maybe. Derek Cannon, good evening. How are you doing? I'm just looking at this absolute bargain here. I've just posted it out on my Facebook because this is unbelievable. I kind of know why. They've put it in home improvement supplies. Props not the best place to obviously put it if you're looking to sell it, but this looks like an absolute bargain. Where are you from, Derek? Well, that does look like a nice card. It's obviously a 1080 Ti, so it's going to perform really, really well. It is. You're from Sunderland, mate. Nice. Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. First time live on YouTube. I've not got all everything set up, but I just thought, you know what? Sick and tired of doing videos. We'd just try a bit of a live stream, just a nice short, have a bit of fun, say hello to everyone, and see if we can actually find some bargains because it's been bad news for the last 10, 12 months for CPUs, GPUs, paper launchers, and everything else. So I thought, you know what? There must be some decent folk out there that has got some secondhand GPUs, CPUs, potential systems that we could actually buy or obviously put forth for you guys to purchase or at least look at as well. But appreciate your time, Derek. Nice to have you here, buddy. Right, I'm going to keep that one there and let's just have a quick look around. What have we got in here? So let's just have a look at some GPUs. What have we got here? See, there you go. Look. A change as good as the rest. Currently using competition sites to try and win. Nice, man. And like Newegg Shuffle and things like that. The only thing is with that, recently they've started bundling things together. So obviously putting crap with the actual GPUs or CPUs just to get rid of old stock. But here's a good example, prime example here. Look, so we've just obviously seen a 1080 Ti, £100. How legit that is, I don't know. Guy might just want to get rid of it. But now we can see the nice gentleman here in Doncaster has decided that his 1080 Ti is worth 6 times as much money. He's very kindly provided us some photos of it. Look, an EVGA one, so comparable. Still only the same card, no difference. I've got 3 of them in the background of these cards. And yeah, they're not worth anywhere near that much. I would say they're probably worth about 200 quid, something like that. So, but yeah. Raffle sites. Oh, you want an 11D? Jesus Christ, and a 5800. Nice. And an X570 Pro. Jesus Christ, put the link in chat. Let's all have a go. That looks like a bargain. What we got here? RTX 2060. I just don't see 2060s being worth 475 quid. I just don't. I just can't get my head around £475 for a 2060. Yeah, it's a nice card. 6 gig card. I just think that they're 300 to 325 quid all day long. And yeah, I get it. Availability is poor. Demand's rocketed. So obviously demand dictates that it's going to obviously have an increased price. But exactly, they weren't worth that brand new. Yeah, exactly, chap. And that's the problem that I'm having at this moment in time. Obviously, I'm looking at some of these and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this is a bit of a laugh. Well, let's just have a quick look at it and then we'll move on. So, yeah, a nice little EVGA card, 6 gig card. My wife is ringing me. We'll turn that off. Yeah, 2060, 6 gig card. Nice card. But for me, not worth that amount of money, especially when we're talking about older generation as well. But yeah, you can keep that, no problem at all. Here we are. Let's top that then. Let's look at our RX 5700 or 5700 XT. Oh my lord, £840. Is that the single fan mini one? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just never been worth anywhere near that much. Never been. Well, this is what makes it even worse when you get 5700 XTs for 840 quid. Pristine condition, never overclocked. Used it to play CSGO, and he don't smoke, so it sells for 850 quid on eBay. So he's only asking 840 for it. How you doing, Gauzy? Nice to see you, buddy. Yeah, this is a prime example here. It's an FXX card. It's, I don't know. I wouldn't even say it's worth half of that much money, to be honest. It's a bit disappointing in all honesty when you start seeing them like that. And then we got 5500 XTs up here from local to me. My lord, what's he selling here? 5500 XT, 350. Yeah, not mega bad, but not great either. It's another one here, look, 400 quid, sealed, new. And then he's got an RX 590 for 325, which is not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing. Obviously, slightly better than a 580. Yeah. And this is what I'm trying to say, Derek. Yeah. You have some absolute bargains. Yeah. And then you've got some which are absolutely just on a different planet in terms of pricing. So, yeah, this is an RTX 2070 Super. Yeah. An Aorus edition. So, a decent make, decent model. 3 fan card, 8 gig of VRAM. Obviously, still got original box. This is worth 300 quid. In fact, 200 quid every day of the week. This card's probably worth in today's value somewhere around 450 quid, something like that. 450 quid. And when you start comparing it to 2060s, yeah, this is a massive step up from a 2060 to a 2070 Super. So, yeah. How you doing, Wooly? Nice to have you here, buddy. Yeah, Gauze, some of these do look a little bit suspicious, mate. Look, I'll show you another one, look, yeah? We found, I don't know where it's gone now, but we did find a 1080 Ti. Here we are, 1080 Ti. It's just upgraded to a 3060, and it's 100 quid. I just posted it on my Facebook. Someone go and buy it, quick. But this is an absolute bargain here. Absolute bargain. And where is he based? St Albans. If I lived anywhere near here, I would be snapping it up like literally now. Because that's an absolute bargain. Nice card. My PC is still running mint. Nice, nice. Nice to have you here, buddy. Let's have a look at some of these others. And then we go from a 2700 Super to an RX 5700 at £900. £900. Wow. That's all I can say. Absolute wow. I don't even want to spend any time on that because that's an absolute rip-off. What we got here? A GTX 1060. Is it 6 gig? It is. So, gigabyte version, 6 gig of VRAM. I was buying these all day long at 200 quid 7-8 months ago. So, again, not the worst price in the world. A nice little budget GPU. Nice cards in all honesty. But yeah. A little expensive, but again, demand dictates. So, bargain. 900 quid, bargain. Yeah, right. This is what makes me laugh. These here. So that, yeah, this is a Strix version of obviously the 580. So that will bring a healthier price tag than what a normal Red Devil would or something like that. But again, £400 for an 8 gig RX 580. Absolute no chance. No chance in this world. Think I'm going to bite the bullet soon using the integrated graphics on my 4690 at the minute and the R9 270. All right, okay. I personally depends what you're doing, Derek. Are you just browsing? Are you gaming? Are you doing any designing or anything like that? It all depends on what you're actually doing. If that's getting you by, you don't need to pull the trigger because these prices at the minute are ridiculous. But if you see something, and that's the whole point of today, was just to basically go through, see if we can find some bargains and point them out to some people because it's very difficult at this moment in time. But if, like, for instance, this 2070 Super, Jesus Christ, that would be an insane upgrade. Insane upgrade. But even that previous 1080 Ti there in Harrogate for 100 quid, is it legit? I don't know. Obviously, I always say do your due diligence before you actually buy anything. But yeah, I know a guy that bought a pallet of these RX 570s and 580s. He's been selling them in systems for about a year and a half. Exactly. Of course, I was buying them for around 130 quid. RX 580s, 570s for 100 quid, 1060s for about 150 quid. Up until November, so 6 months ago. Let's keep looking. Let's look, here we are. Look, RX 570, 8 gig card, mining card. Ethereum hash rate on this is, I don't know, it's about £9 a day, something like that. So that's the reason why a lot of these cards are ridiculous costs at the minute. Used to game until your GPU gave up and now you're just browsing. And I think that's it, Dave. Derek, sorry. If you want to get back into gaming, then you've got to obviously look at what's going to serve you well and just make sure you're not paying through the nose for it. But what card did you have before? But something like a 1063 gig might be really ideal. Just get it cheap and just tide you through until you can get something that, I don't know, like a 3060 or something like that. Let's have a look. I mean, this is not bad. I actually messaged this guy today. I was going to go and pick this up for 200 quid. I'll see if I can. Yeah. So I messaged this guy today, and he said that someone would come and get it, and then he said it was still available, and he got let down. So I did actually message him and say, can I come and pick this up? So this might be a card that I actually just go and buy if I can get it for 200 quid. 200 quid, 50 quid more than really what you should be paying for it, but I can put it in a system and make sure that it's buyable for someone that's not skanking everyone. But overall, that's a nice little card. That is for 200 quid. I don't think you can go wrong. 6 gig, 1060. Nice. Here we are. These are the ones you've got to be careful of. These are the guys that are lots of back orders. All just come through. Loads of 3070s, 3080s, and 3090s. All cards are free of mining. Bank transfer, exchange in person preferred. No prices. Only wants you to message him. Derek, Curry's seem to be at the best price wise at the minute. When they have stock, they're not going too daft on the prices. Yeah, man. I think the thing with Curry's is that you find out, or it says that they've got stock, but then when you actually go to buy it, it don't let you buy it for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's one of those where you just got to drop lucky by actually going into store and finding one there and then. We've already looked at this one. I just want to have a look at a few computer builds as well. But I wouldn't endeavour to go out and buy an older generation than the 10 series. Yeah, a 1080 is fine, or 1060 is fine, 1050 Ti is fine. When we start going back to 9 series cards, 970 Ti's, 980s, 980 Ti's and stuff like that, I mean, we're looking here 170 quid for this card. Absolute no chance. It's a good card, but not at this price. Not 4th generation anyway. Keep going. Small mining rig here, look. What's this? RX 570 and an RX 580. He wants £1,800. Wow. So he's got a 570, which is 150 quid. RX 580, let's be nice and say 200 quid. A 750 watt power supply, let's just be nice and say 75 quid. So what we're talking? 350, 425. Oh, it's all right because he's got 16 gigs worth of RAM at 50 quid. So there's 475, and he's got a 6600K, which is probably worth 60 quid. So he's asking 1,800 quid for 500 quid PC here. 1,800 quid for a £500 worth of hardware. I mean, we're talking about an XPG 750 watt power supply. Didn't see that before. So, yeah, it's probably worth anywhere between 50 and 70 quid. Absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. £1,800. What we got here? 5700 XT. £900. Is this guy insane? Derek, they're unbelievable, mate. CEX, anything to do, make a tenner. Faris Mohammed, please make me mod. I don't have any mods, matey. What's this one here? This one looks nice, doesn't it? Fully set up mining rig. Just needs graphics cards. Nice. So he's selling you here a power supply, a couple of fans, and a motherboard. For 560 quid. Almost as ridiculous as a mining rig I've seen the other day. Thing was bolted onto. Get your 3B2 out, Gauzy. Yeah. Cut a bit of wood, make a frame, chuck a few bolts through it, mate, and that's it. Nice to have you here, Faris. Welcome from India, mate. Absolutely insane. Let's keep going. Here we are. We've got a latest and greatest 3600 here. Or 3060, sorry. Which, what? 350 quid? 400 quid tops? Dick Turpin had the decency to wear a mask. I even feel bad for giving these people the time of day online and talking about their ads, to be honest. But it is, at this moment in time, yeah, if you check out my YouTube channel, we've done so many builds over the last 4 months. And if you looked at some of the prices I sold them at, absolute bargain. So I sold a 1070 and I can't remember what it was, 3400G and 2 terabyte hard drive, etc., etc. And I sold it for £500. Not last week, the week before. It makes me feel a little sick inside thinking that I could have sold it for 200 quid more, but there was people that really, really wanted it, can't afford £700-800, and I didn't pay that much for it. So I thought, as long as I made 30-40 quid for my time, I didn't really care. But yeah, these cards here, 670 quid. And when you look at it in context, you think, you know what, it's only 270 quid more, but that's actually like 60% more. It's horrendous. And just because it's a lower amount doesn't necessarily make it any better as well. Yamin Patel. Yeah, you can keep it for 670 quid. Here we are. We've even got a worse one here. This is a blower style card. 3 gig version of a 1060. So this is the one that you want to stay away from. Absolutely stay away from this as much as you can. Overheat, lack of VRAM, and charging 200 quid for it. Wow. Looks like it's been through the mill a little bit as well, to be fair. But hold up, guys. It's all right. We've just found a Ryzen 5 3400G with 16 gigs worth of RAM. Yeah. And he's going to include a 3060 for £1,400. £1,400. Which is insane. He's got an integrated graphics card on his CPU, and then which is a decent CPU, to be fair. And then he wants to obviously chuck a premium price tag on his mediocre build by chucking in a 3060. Unreal. What else have we got? This is close to me. What's this? 1080 Ti EVGA card, 340 quid for a 1080 Ti. This is a decent model as well. Yeah, so if you compare this 1080 Ti here for £80 more, yeah, than some of these other cards that we've been looking at recently, it's an absolute bargain. Absolute bargain. I mean, if you just compare this 1080 Ti to this 1060 here, I would pay 80 quid every day of the week to have this 1080 Ti. It's twice as good as this 1060. Here we go, and we're going back to 7 series cards here now. Look, this guy still wants 120 quid for his 770. I'm not even going to give him the time there. This guy's only got, it's sold. There's a 1660 here for 300 quid, which, do you know what? That's not a bad price, actually. That's not a bad deal. Yeah, I would say that's a fair price in today's market, to be honest. This Ventus XS OC edition, not the worst card. I had this card a few weeks ago. And yeah, 300 quid's not a bad price. I paid 250 for mine. Derek, you bang on, mate. The problem that I've got now is that with these prices, nobody wants to actually buy anything. Yeah, because they're all sick and tired of having the nose put out of joint, and everybody just wants to pay a fair price. And the problem is that I'm happy to go out and buy loads and loads of parts. One of my favorite YouTubers is Brian at Tech Yes City, and he has like a parts hunt every month where he goes out on good old Gumtree and Facebook and Spock and all those kind of buying sites, and obviously makes videos on how he gets bargains and then integrates it into systems and then sells them on. And he's absolutely fantastic at it. But even him, he's now paying 30-40% more now than what he was doing 6-12 months ago for the same parts. And the problem is people that have a budget of 500 no longer have, or they don't have a budget of 800. So it's all right buying those parts, but then you've got to make a little bit of money on it for your time spending doing the videos, installing everything, getting the drivers, paying for Windows and all the other stuff that goes with it. And unless you're actually selling it for around the same price, 500-600 quid, you're just going to be sat on shelves. And as you can see behind me, I don't have much space. So for me, it's either got to be a real good bargain where I can just fly out, go and pick it up, chuck it in a build, and then make a video on it, and then just get my money back. I'm happy to do that. I don't even want to make any money on doing it. It's just a case of buying the parts, making computers, making a video for you guys online, and then I'll sell it to somebody that wants a cheapish computer at cost. Anyway, let's get off there. Let's check some more bits and bobs out. What have we got here? 1070 Ti, 8 gig cards, Asus Strix Edition. Not the worst in the world. Not worth 400 quid by any stretch of the imagination, but not miles off. Probably worth 300, 325, 350, something like that. It's mental to think that I'm still saying that it's worth 350 quid, but yeah. Compared to, I mean, what's this one? This is a same version, but just the 1070 for 330. Not a bad deal. Still nice and boxed. Looks like it could do with a little bit of a clean, but 100% working. No issues there. All right, let's have a look at some PC builds. Let's see what we can get for gaming computers. Gavaving PC. That's not going to work, is it? Let's have a quick look. What can we get? What can we get for 700 quid? Pretty build, isn't it? So we start off really well. We've got a 3500X, which is a really good chip. 6 cores and a decent chip. It's got a 1650, which is 4 gig card. It's not amazing, but it's not the worst card in the world. It is an MSI one, so it's not that bad. You get 16 gigs of 2666 DDR4, a 480 gig M.2, and a 2 terabyte hard drive. So decent storage. Windows on his SSD, plenty of storage on that 2 terabyte drive, and then we've got a AeroCool, which is a 500 watt power supply in a pretty nice case. It's just a budget case, and it's got Windows 10 as well. So, in all honesty, what are we saying? 695 quid? Is it worth 695 quid? Looks nice with all the RGB. I wouldn't say it's worth 695 quid. 3500X is probably £100. B450, probably 60 quid. Your 1650 is probably worth 120 quid. So that's what, 270. You're talking 50 quid for your RAM, so that's 320. 40 quid, 360. They're 40 quid all day long online, so that's 400 quid. Your power supply is probably 50 quid. Your case is probably worth 50 quid, so we're up to 500 quid. And then 12, 15 quid for a Windows. So this is probably a 525 quid computer, and he's asking 695 quid for it. So, yeah, you can quite clearly see here he's going to make around 100 to 150 quid profit on this build. But someone will buy it because it's got RGB, and everyone knows that RGB means that you can charge more. So, hey ho, what we got here? Wow, he's got his GPU out. You must get more FPS doing that. But again, he's got a 3600X, so one step up from that 3500X. 6-core, 12-threaded CPU. IPA 212, so no problems there. Nice little B450 and 16 gigs of CL16 RAM. So everything that we've discussed so far is an improvement over the last one, and including the 1070 as well. So nice little Samsung 256 gig drive. And then he's also got a better power supply and a nicer case as well. So, in all honesty, guys, this... yeah, it needs a bit of a clean, doesn't it? In all honesty, though, 750 quid. I've seen a lot worse in terms of prices than that. Trust me. Not the worst. And cable management's quite nice. And once he's got his GPU in there, so you can see there he's showing his CL16 3200 megs RAM in there as well. I don't know why we're going through benchmarks on 3600X, but hey ho, what we got here? I'd offer him 700 quid for it. Yeah, it goes. So to be fair, mate, yeah, when you look at it, that's not that bad of a deal, mate. To be honest, yeah, it is what it is, but you can get better, you can get worse. It is what it is. Let's have a look at this one. So it looks like 16 gigs worth of RAM, 1070, 8600K i5, 850 watt power supply. Nice. It's got a Wi-Fi adapter card, and it's got an NZXT case. So again, 850 quid with a 1070 and an 8600K. Not worth it, guys. This computer's probably worth £600 at the max. Yeah, it's 200 quid or 25% of a cost. What else have we got? Oh yeah, this looks a good one, doesn't it? Let's see if we can. Oh yes, HP Pavilion. Eat your heart out. So it's the Ghost Edition, guys. That's probably why it's worth 190 quid. Yeah. So it's got 8 gigs of RAM. But don't worry, it's got 2 slots free, so you can upgrade it. Yeah, it's got a built-in Wi-Fi card and a DVD drive as well. So it comes with a power lead, HDMI lead, keyboard, mouse, and a gamepad as well. And then you've got your DVI connections on the back. Look, you've always got to be worried when you see these DVIs and only one HDMI and display port. It's a sleeper. It is that. There you go. Look, he's got his HD 7700. Wow. We'll leave that one. That gentleman can keep that one, yeah? What's this one? Where's all these 1070s coming from? Yeah, when you press it too hard and or your red sauce drips out and then your mustard falls in your lap. Custom building game PC here, 1070 and an 8700K. Great CPU, 6-core, 12-thread. It's got 3 SSDs in here and then a 1 terabyte hard drive, 16 gigs worth of RAM and an Asus motherboard. So that, yeah, I mean, £1,000 never been. CPU's probably worth 200 quid. Again, in today's market, this 1070 is probably worth 300. So there's 500 quid. We don't know what the SSDs are. 1 terabyte hard drive's 30 quid, brand new. water cooling NZXT. Again, probably, what's that? It looks like it's either 280 mil cooler. Again, 60, 70 quid. 16 gigs worth of RAM. Again, it looks like it's the Neo G-Skill Trident RAM there. So, yeah, it's nicer, but it ain't worth anywhere near 1,000 quid. Probably somewhere around 7. I'm being harsh. Probably 750, something like that. But again, who do these people take photos of the computers? Why don't they take the side panels off? There are your 2 photos. Exactly, Gauze. If you might have 3 240 gig SSDs. It looks like he's wrapped them in carbon fiber as well. But why on earth would he post 2 photos? And that's it. Nothing else. Hey ho. Right, moving swiftly on. What have we got here? Oh. Selling due to an early upgrade. Runs a lot of games on high. Apex, Warzone. Any questions or reasonable offers, PM me. Collection only. What we got? We've got we've got a £40 hard drive here. We ain't got a Blu-ray player in this one. It's got a 450 watt power supply. Tells us a lot, that does. It's got a 9700K, 160, 170 quid. It's got a B360. You can get them for around 50, 60 quid. 8 gigs worth of RAM, which is 40 quid. And he's got a 2060. Okay. And what's he want? 800 quid. So your 2060 are currently going for around 350, 400 quid, which is still insane. But so 300, let's say 350 to be nice. 40, that's 390. 450, 550, 600. It's probably worth 650 quid, something like that. But he'll sell it because of the 2060. Oh, this looks like a nice one, doesn't it? Jesus, God almighty. Wow. What on earth have we got here? This is a very clean example of a Lenovo. Very clean example. That is unbelievable. Is my stream lagging, Gauze? Burn it. This is unreal. GT 610. Good for light gaming, he says. He's even put his key on the back of it, look. We'll leave that one where it is. We don't want that one. Stick away. Stay away from that one. Starter PC. Let's have a look at this one. Derek, I would say exactly the same thing, chap. You start that up with that amount of dust in there, it's only a matter of time before it goes up. Yeah. So what we got here, great starter PC, an i5 9600K. It is GT 1030. Yeah, I can't disagree. 700 watt power supply, a little OTT with a 9600K and a 1030. Let's have a look at what case. Right, okay. It looks a little out of place. He's got one fan up top, which is obviously an exhaust. He's decided to put 3 fans at the bottom as intake. Yeah, a little different. Again, $399 for a GT 1030. What we're talking, they're about 60 quid, yeah? 9600K, probably about 90 quid. So 150. It's power supply, depending on what it is. I can't see it. I don't know, 50 quid. It's probably worth about 200 quid in all. The case is pretty nice, though. I'm wondering what case it is. I thought it was, Derek. Yeah, it's the cheap O11 Dynamic, isn't it? But it's not got the seam at the side here. That looked like the Corsair badge there, but it's obviously not. But yeah, can't keep looking at those RGB pictures. But yeah, it looked a bit decent. What's this one here? What we got here? For £1,100 of your hard-earned money, what will 1,100 quid get us? The problem is, guys, you know, with those kind of cases, yeah, you basically, you've got a showcase case, yeah, a showcase case. And when you put in those kind of peripherals or components inside it, it just, it don't look very good, does it? That's the problem. Unless he's bought the case and with the intentions of upgrading over time, which is each to their own, no issue there. But yeah, it just didn't look the best. Anyway, right, selling my PC, was waiting to put a 30 series card in it, but I've lost interest. 8600K, Z370, it's got a 2070 inside it, 16 gigs worth of RAM, 1 terabyte Western Digital, 240mm cooler, and he's got some Cryos CPU water blocks, so he's water cooling, 650 watt power supply, and it's all in a S340 Elite case as well. So he's going to chuck in his Xbox dongle controller, and he'll put the GPU back in after the sale. All right, okay, let's have a quick look at, or a gander at this then. So he's got his nice little pump, which is obviously just in a loop that's going around to his CPU. And that's the only photos we get, guys. So for 1,100 quid, you need to draw a conclusion on this Aorus board here, which is obviously a Z370. I can't see any other photos at the front, but he'll probably be running that 280 or 240 at the front here. And then we've got one exhaust and one, two exhausts at the back. So I'm not guessing airflow will be great. You can polish it. You can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. Yeah, I mean, 1,100 quid, it's, as soon as you start implementing water into builds, obviously prices start to escalate. But again, it's not worth 1,100 quid. Nowhere near. Let's have a look at the £600 build. Ryzen 5 3600. Absolute amazing CPU. Absolute amazing. 16 gigs worth of RAM. Starting good here. You got a 500 gig SSD, and then another 500 gig SSD, and then a 1 terabyte hard drive. Oh, and then we've gone and put a GTX 960 in here. A GTX 960. And what the hell's that cable management? Jesus Christ. What's happened to the front of that case? That looks weird. It's just the angle, but it looks weird. But yeah, it's we started off so good. Ryzen 5 3600, 120 quid. Don't know what motherboard it is. I can't tell. It's a Tough Gaming, so it's probably worth about 90 quid. So 210, 220, 50 quid here, so 270. You'd say 30 quid for each one of these, so 330. Probably 20 quid for this, so that's 350. Case, probably 40 quid, 390. GTX 960. I don't know, probably 100 quid. So again, this guy's asking for 150 quid more than what this computer's actually worth. Can we actually find some good bargains now? Because some of these have been absolutely horrendous. Local lad, let's have a look at this. Good gaming PC. What you see is included. Okay, steering wheel and pedals, keyboard and mouse and monitor, and the desk. Here, have it all. Just come and take it quick. So, interesting. He's definitely got his foot on show on his picture. We've got a single connection here for his graphics card, so that's probably a 1050, something like that, 1060. He's got his gaming mouse. And his Acer 1080p monitor. Oh, there you go. It's a Radeon R7 with 8 gigs worth of RAM. And that's what 450 quid will get you guys, if you're interested. I think that's the case earlier, was the Techwear VXR gaming case. Probably, mate. Yeah, the other one. I'm trying to find some good bargains. We found some absolute brilliant things to begin with, and then all of a sudden, it's like anything. The more you look, the more crap you find. What we got here? i7. Oh god, 2600K. We're down to DDR3 RAM now at 1600 megahertz, and a GTX 660. Yeah, maybe good for a basic 720 1080p. The wheel and pedals are worth about 150 quid. Never mind about the last one. Look at this one. 350 bar for this. You guys tell me, do you think this is worth 350 quid? There's nothing here that even comes close to it. Nothing. It doesn't even equate to 200 quid. This power supply here, 38 quid. This RAM here, 30 quid. 2600K, 40 quid. 110 quid. 500 gig SSD. 128 gig SSD, 25 quid. This 500 gig hard drive here, 20 quid. It's nowhere near, it's 200 quid, if that. But if you want it, you've got to pay 350. Just nowhere near it. Here we go. Let's have a look from my hometown. Wow. Here you go, Gauzy. Derek, I've found you a bargain. An absolute bargain here for you guys. If you ever want to sell a PC, this is how you do it, look. Beginner's gaming PC. It's got a 7850K. It's got 8 gigs worth of RAM. And it's got a GTX 560 Ti, 1 gigabyte, twin Frozen edition. Yeah? Comes with a 24-inch monitor and keyboard and a wireless mouse. And he'll even deliver it for you as well. It's a bargain PC. Let's have a look. You got any other photos? Oh, he's just confirming he's got a legit copy of Windows 10 Pro on there. I'm surprised Windows 10 Pro actually works on that, to be fair. Wow. Okay. Let's try and find something that's actually half good. There's got to be something. There's got to be something that's good. What's this? You don't look like it's selling me. Is there any specs? How can you just put a computer up for sale with no tags, no descriptions, the worst photos in the world, and then nothing? I can't even discuss it. As soon as I seen 950, I thought no. Imagine your son seeing this. Dad, I want this. It's got pretty colours coming off it. And if you didn't know any better, you'd be like, £300, an absolute bargain. It's an absolute bargain. You realise it's got an 120 gig SSD. It's got 8 gigs worth of RAM and a GTX 950. But it's all right, though, because it's got 6 USB ports to the rear and 2 on top. And it comes with Office 2016 as well. And there's your ketchup and mustard inside. Couldn't be asked to install the actual SSD, so he's just left it hanging over the side. Hey ho. This is a graveyard. So, mate, honestly, you can get some absolute bargains in here. Absolute bargains in here. But then there is some garbage as well, mate. There is some absolute garbage. And let's just have a quick browse and see what else we can find. Let's have a look. 3100 and a 1060. Well, let's do it a different way. Let's do it this way. Let's try and Let's go gaming PC, and then let's go for minimum price, 500 quid. Let's see what £500 actually gets us for a computer. And then 550 quid. Let's just see what it gets us. We've already looked. Oh, we've not looked at that, have we? What's this? RX 480. Okay, RX 480. It's got 1700X and RX 480 for 550 quid. No. It's probably worth 350 quid, but it looks better than what it actually is. What's this one? 3770 with an RX 480. Again, no, it's worth 350 quid. Not a penny over. What's this one? I've got a feeling. 8 gigs worth of RAM, 1050 Ti, 256 gigs worth of NVMe. Oh my lord. And it's a CIT case as well for 550 quid. The case is 50 quid. Don't tell us what CPU it is. I'm guessing it's either a 3500 or a 3600, something like that. And there are your 3 pictures there, look, to buy a 550 quid PC. So no, we won't be buying that one. What else have we got? What have we got? Well, in this area, there is not a great deal. So let's knock it up a little bit. Let's go to 1,000 and let's say 1,100. So 1,100 in here, and then we'll say 1,000 in here. And let's see what that does. Ooh, here we go. So, fully working high-end gaming PC. It's got a 1080 Ti and an i5-8400 with 16 gigs worth of RAM. It looks like it's in one of the Corsair Crystal cases, and it's got a Corsair PSU as well. They will do, Gauze, yeah. I mean, this looks like it could really, really do with a nice clean. It's obviously got 3 120 intakes here. It's running 16 gigs worth of RAM. It's got the CPU cooler at the back as an exhaust. Wow. And there's your few photos where you want to buy a £1,000 computer. Do you think it would be a good idea to actually clean this, or at least blow it out? Look at the amount of dust down here collated around where this PSU is. Absolutely insane. It looks like it's one of the budget versions of the 1080 Ti's as well. It's not even got a back plate. But you are right, Gauze. A lot of these do look like they are like PC specialist builds, pre-built ones from 3 or 4 years ago. Oh, this looks nice and clean. Here we go. This looks nice. Not looking at the price yet, but Derek, appreciate your time, my friend. Thank you very much, and have a lovely evening, chap. Thank you, chap. Top spec gaming PC GTX or RTX 2070 with a 3900X. So you're talking 270 quid for a 3900. 2070 we've already said is worth 4. So there's what, 670 quid. Yeah, probably give him 70 quid for that. So 750. Probably 800. X570 gaming board there is probably 150. So yeah, that's not a worst price in the world for that build, to be fair. If you could get it for, I don't know, 950, it would be a really good price. Pretty nice, simple, clean. You can't really go wrong with that. A 2017, a 3900X. Nice build. See you later, Derek. Cheers, man. Right, what else have we got? 1070 and a 3700 extra, 1100 quid. Jesus. Ryzen 5 3600 and 2070 there in the same case. Crystal case. Yeah, 16 gigs worth of RAM for 1,000 quid. This has been up for sale for a long time as well. There you go. Look, 8 weeks. So yeah, he's not managed to move this. It's one of the more budget 2070s as well. I think we're struggling here, guys, to be honest. Let's knock it up to, let's just say high end. Let's go 2,000. Let's say 1,500 here. Let's see what that actually does. This is what gets me here. So we're talking about a 4000D, so a £100 case, a Ryzen 9 3600, eh? A Ryzen 9 3600. You already know it's a little fishy when they don't know what they're talking about. They've got an RTX 3060 in here. Yeah. 3060 is worth, even if you pay over OTT 550. Is this a Ryzen 9 or is it a Ryzen 5? I have no idea. 4000D. Yeah. In my eyes, we're talking, what, 1,000 quid tops for this computer? And you get that photo to make a decision on it as well. Unbelievable. And this is where we start getting into the silly prices where people are chucking 3070s into computers with 5600Xs, look, for nearly 2K. It's insane. Absolutely insane. So this is the Gigabyte Vision white card. And then, oh, come back. Where did you go? There we go. Yeah. He's put a little screen in the front of it as well, thinking that it's going to make it worthy. 850 watt power supply. It's got 2 SSDs. 24 gigabyte of 32. God almighty, what's he doing? A 5600X and a 3070 for £1,800. Even if you said the RTX 3070 was, I don't know, what we're saying, the 600, yeah, probably 900 quid or 1,000 quid at the minute. This 5600 is 300 quid. 100 quid here, so there's 400. You're talking 1,500 quid tops. Absolute tops. Exactly, goes. Which G9 are we talking about, bud? I didn't see a G9 Odyssey. He's definitely trying to pay off his finance. Exactly. But this is what we're going to get now. We're just going to get loads of 3070s. Let's have a look at this one. Looks like a P300 case or something like that. Oh, it was way before. Sorry, mate. You've got a ROG Strix 2080 Ti, a 1200 watt power supply, 32 gigs worth of RAM. So this is similar to RAM to mine. This is a better power supply than mine. I've got the same graphics card as mine. Older motherboard he's got there and an older CPU there. 200, 350. Be nice and say 800. That's 1150. 120 quid. So 1250, 1270, 32 gigs worth there, probably 150 quid. So that's 1400. 1470, 1520, 1570, a P90. I thought it was P300. 15. It's not that bad actually. Yeah, three. Yeah, it's the Godlike one, mate. So don't quite know why he would have. Obviously, they're all Gen 3, because it's a 370. But don't quite know why he would have gone 1 terabyte, 1 terabyte, 240 gig. Don't really make any sense. You'd have probably just gone for a 2 terabyte and then a 500 gig. Don't know. Let's have a look at. Wow, look at the cable management on this. These can either look really, really good, or they can look horrendous. And unfortunately for this guy, it's a really nice build actually. It's not worth 2,000 quid, but it's a nice build. But these cases just, they make it or break it, don't they? Yeah, not worth it. What else have we got? I thought this was mine I built last week. But it's not. And it was definitely not anywhere near this price either. Jesus. i9 9900 and a 2080 Ti. I think I sold mine for 1,400 a few weeks ago. So let's have a quick look at this one and do a few comparisons. So it's got a H100, Windows 10, Meshify C, 9900, and 32 gigs worth of RAM. A 4 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, which is 70 quid. And a 512 gig Seagate Barracuda 510, which is, I don't know, probably about 60, 70 quid. RTX 2080 Ti and a 750 watt power supply. And this guy wants 2,000 quid for it. Jesus, I feel sorry for him because he's paid £2,800. £2,800. Jesus Christ. He's going to make a serious loss because this computer is not worth any more than 1,650 quid. And I sold mine cheap. I just wanted to get rid of it, to be fair, because again, I just buy the parts for cost and then make the videos and then sell them on at cost. I don't make any money on them. So if I was going to sell it, it'd probably be around 1,600 quid. But this guy has obviously reduced it down from 2,250 to 1999, and yeah, he's got a bit of a shock because he ain't selling this for any more than probably 1,600 quid. When you start getting up there in terms of that cost, you basically going into more of a niche amount of buyers, and you're getting a lot of computer. Don't get me wrong, you're getting a lot of computer for 1,500 quid, but you are going back to 9,900k. Where's your upgrade path? Yeah, you're going back to Z390. Can't do anything. You got to change to a Z490 to actually get to 10,900k. So that's the first thing. You've got 32 gigs worth of RAM. You've got 512 gigabyte worth of NVMe drive, which is going to get full pretty quick. Your 750 watt power supply. Yeah, it's decent power supply. Not the best TX75 though. So it's going to be, this is one of them computers where there is hardly any upgrade at all. You're going to be paying out a lot of money and you're going to hope to God that it lasts you at least 3 years. And the way the market's going at the minute, you've already seen 30 series cards coming out. You're going to see the 40 series cards coming out, obviously, in the next 12 months. And then you're going to have to wait another 2 years after that. So there's probably going to be 50 series cards out while you're still on 20 series cards. And you're going to have to do it just to make sure you get value out of it. That's a lot of money, though. A lot of money. But if we then compare that, the computer we've just seen, to this computer here for 1,700 quid, yeah? So we've got slightly worse 2080 Super. So it's not a 2080 Ti, but it's still a fantastic card. you're within 5% of the 28, well, 10% of the 2080 Ti. In my eyes, you've got a better CPU. 9900K, fantastic gaming chip, but 3900X is absolutely amazing for content creators, gaming, and everything else. 12 core thread, 12 core and 24 threaded CPU. So for me, this is a much better option because just look at it. The case is nice, not the best of airflow in this case, to be honest, but CPU's better. GPU is on point. You've got a 970 Evo Plus, which is better than what he had in his. Z63 AIO, 280mm. And then you've got an X570 Aorus Elite board. So this board will allow you to go from that 3 or 3900 up to 5900 or 5950X or anything like that. So you're guaranteed the next 3-4 years worth of value out of it. Have a quick look at this. It's quite a nice smart build, this actually. That Aorus board is a pretty board, to be fair. Blackout board. With his 2080, with his sag bracket here. He's got his 280mm cooler at the front. I'm not a massive fan of, obviously, no intake at the front. Maybe there's no exhaust at the top. I think it's only got one 120mm exhaust at the top, but yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't know what you guys think about that one, but it's still a lot of money. 1700. Again, it's probably worth 1500. But even then, you're still pushing a niche market of people that have got 3 times the normal amount for a budget computer. But there again, it's 3 times better than what a 1060 and a 3600 would be. So I see why he's priced it that high. Let's go a little bit further down. And then I just want to have a look at a few CPUs. What's this here? Defiance 15 RTX 3080, 32 gigs worth of RAM, 1 terabyte worth of SSD. Wow, he's put a long description. Let's have a quick look. See, this is what makes all the difference, guys. When you're paying £2,000 for a laptop, look. 2K for a laptop, just make sure it's got tuned by Sound Blaster Pro Gaming on there. And he took a nice little picture of his stickers on there as well, just to let you know it's got some HDMI. It's a 10th Gen i7, and it's got an RTX card in there for you as well. That's to sit on. Obviously, the laptop sits on that and provides it with a bit more fresh air. Not always been a fan of laptops, to be honest. If you need the mobility, then it's absolutely perfect. But anything other than that, things tend to overheat much quicker. You don't get the performance like you do out of a desktop. Obviously, smaller components, less heating or cooling, shall I say. Yeah. But I can understand why people do it, especially for students. It can double up as a main computer, and you've got that mobility. Right, let's get out of there. We've already had a look at this silly mining rig. Ooh, what we got here? That's frustrating me already, look. Look how that card's either sagging or that pipe's not straight. Hi there, thank you for looking at my spectacular build. This is a special computer. It's based off a theme for Alton Towers. It's got an i7 6850K. It's an X99 motherboard. It's got 32 gigs worth of RAM. Thermal take, static pressure fans, XFX, 1250 watt power supply. It's got a number of EK parts in here as well as the block and some tubing and stuff like that, fittings. So I don't really know how much these are worth, to be fair, because as soon as you start going water cooling, prices just like escalate really quick. And this might be a fair price for this. I'm not quite sure, even though obviously 6850K and X99 is not the best platform to be on. Right, what I want to do before we move there, I just want to have a look at what CPUs. Let's have a look at what CPUs we can have a quick look at. There we go. Look, goes 290 quid for a 3900X. Which seems a hell of a lot of money. How you doing, Beats? Nice to see you, man. Which looks like a lot of money, but you're getting a lot of processor there, man, for 290 quid. And you could probably get that a little bit lower as well. Probably 270, something like that. Remember, this was a 450 quid CPU when it was released. So it's a pretty good deal there, to be fair. Wow. 8700K takes me back about 3.5 years, something like that, 4 years. I had this in my gaming system. Amazing 6-core chip, this. 5.2 gig, I got this too. Overclocked in my Z370 build. Absolutely love this chip. Run hot as shit. Really, really did. You were running, I was going somewhere around 78, 80 degrees constantly. But it run at 5.2 all day long, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, this was the chip that stopped me from upgrading to a 9900K. Because it was too good. I didn't need it. The only thing I was really struggled with was when I was playing at high refresh and wanting to stream at the same time. That 2 additional cores could have really, really helped. So yeah, again, a fantastic CPU there. 150 quid. It's a decent price, to be fair. If you can get it down a little bit, then you're going to be quids in. What else we got? 4570, 4590. My lord. What's this? Ryzen 5 2600. 8 gigs worth of RAM and a PSU for 250 quid. No, thank you. What else have we got? 440 quid for a 3950X. Not for me, sir. Too expensive. Probably about 330, 340, and it would go every day of the week. I've seen a lot of these 5800Xs as well, guys. The prices seem to be... Would you ever build a custom liquid cooling PC? Yeah, absolutely. I think the next one that I'll do is it will be my own. We'll go, depending on what graphics card we can get hold of, I'll probably go full EK water cooling, and we'll do the graphics card and the CPU, and we'll do a custom loop. We'll have 2 radiators, probably one at the top, one at the bottom, and we'll do a waterfall build. So it's not that I can't do it, it's just the fact that I've never really needed to. I never really done anything that requires that amount of cooling, to be fair. This PC that I'm running now, let's just have a quick look. So it's currently sat at 54 degrees, and my GPU's currently sat at, what's that? 56 degrees. Streaming to YouTube, browsing, got 3 screens on. Don't know. Do I really need to? In stress tests, it don't go above 70 degrees. When I'm rendering out 4K videos, it don't exceed 73, 74 degrees. And that's doing, what, an hour, sometimes 2 hour 4K videos. So no diss to anyone that's got a water-cooled PC or anyone that builds them, because it's a very detailed and skilled job to do it. But I've just never really needed to do it. But yeah, you are right. Beats, they are really, really nice, man. Really nice. What else we got here? We got a 3700X for 170 quid. No, it's probably worth 140, 150. The thing is, guys, when you start buying second-hand ones of these, you don't know whether they've been overclocked. You don't know how they've been handled. You don't know how they've been tret. And they can show you the pins all day long. And 99% of the time, as long as the pins are all straight and it comes in the little case, you should have no problems whatsoever. But just make sure that you do your due diligence before you buy anything. But again, a great CPU, 8 core, 16 thread. Really good for content creators. And obviously the one to get, I would rather get the 3700X rather than 3800X, because if I wanted the 38, I'd rather go to the 39. So it's my opinion. What else have we got? We've seen those. 2600? No, too old now. I wouldn't go anywhere back past the 3600, or at least a 32 or 3400 Gs or something like that if you need a graphics card. It's cheap for that 3900X there, but again, just got to keep your eye out on what you're actually buying. Ryzen 5 1600 here, 6-core CPU, 60 quid. Might be worth a quick cheeky purchase there. If you can probably get it for 50 quid, chuck it in a nice cheap B350 motherboard, something like that, and you could have a really cheap budget build. What else? i5 6600, first one that I bought for my little boy. This was 4-core, 4-threaded. Again, you could overclock this. I had it at 4.9 gig all cores, and run really, really cool, to be fair. Not a problem. Again, I think that's been the issue with Intel chips. They've been stuck on this 14 nanometer process for so bloody long, and they're just making rehash of the same CPU, and everyone got bored. So that's why you've seen AMD keep going up in terms of profitability and market share and stuff like that. So, hey ho. Is anyone in chat want me to search for anything, see if we can find anything? I've got it on the whole of the UK anyway, but if you want to see if we can find anything that's a good deal, type in chat and we'll have a quick look. What's that? A 9600K there, 130 quid. That's not a bad deal, to be fair. Again, you could probably get that for 110, something like that. And again, nice little chip. If you don't want to go i7 8700K, you've not got the cooling for it, then an i5 9600K could be an ideal purchase there. What else have we got? I'm just trying to pick out things that are good value, that's all. 6500, not too bad, 4-core chip there, but again, it's too expensive. 77, freaking out, 7740X. Again, this, you're always going to pay more for these because it's X299, but what we got here, Intel 7740X, entry, yeah, to X99, similar performance to a 7700K, but if it's similar performance to a 7700K, guys, you're going to be paying twice as much for the motherboard. So it really isn't worth buying one of these. You'd much rather get a 7700K. Again, you guys will know that 7700K, that 4-core chip, was insane. It could get it up to 5 gigs itself. So is there any Ryzen 5000 series builds? I bet there is. Yeah, let's have a quick look. Oh god. X570 motherboard and 5000. Wow. Okay. So this is your crosshair. This motherboard's not 450 quid anyway. It's not even 450 quid brand new. Ryzen 7. So these are the what you call it scores here. So this bugger's got 3 Ryzen 7 CPUs here. How's he managed to get 3? I don't know what these are because he's not took photos of them, but I would say that they're the 5600s or something like that. Is it the 5600s? No, 5700s or 5800s. I don't know how he's managed to get 3 of the bloody things. But 339 quid, I see a lot of these 5800Xs, mate. A lot of them. Loads and loads of them, actually. Look at this. I have brand new Wraith cooler come with my CPU. I have water cooling, so I don't have to use... Oh, okay. It's just a Wraith cooler. 280 quid for a 5800X. These are the ones that are real hot, though. Real hot. They get real hot. 850 quid for a 5900X, which is insane. I think I paid that for my 5950X. AMD Ryzen 5 3600, 150 quid. It's not a crap deal, but it's not amazing either. What makes you laugh? Look at this guy here. Ryzen 9 5900X wants 850 quid. Yeah, 850 quid for this one, and then Ryzen 5900X here 525 quid. So 325 quid difference for the same thing here. Look, that's insane, and that's actually a good deal. Still closed as well. I think we've seen that one before as well. That's about it, though. I thought there would be way, way, way more on here, to be honest, but there isn't. So I thought there would be. Any other suggestions in chat? Let's just have a look and see what 3000 comes up. Oh God, you'll be here all day looking through these. Not a good deal. B450 for 98 quid. No. 950 quid for a 2600. Wow. What a crap deal. I'm searching through to see if I can see anything which is quite good. No. Well, that's not a bad deal there, mate. That's a good deal all day long. This is an absolute bargain. Steal. So Ryzen 5 3600 Wraith cooler box with 2600 processor. What? So is it a 2600 or a Ryzen 4.1 gigahertz AMD Ryzen 5 3600? Right, okay. So this is a 2600 CPU with a Ryzen 5 3600 Wraith cooler on it. Bad deal. Yeah, don't buy that. Sneaky bugger. 2700X. Again, in my opinion, if you've only got the money to do it, then obviously I get that. But I would try and get the 3600X. It's a better CPU in my opinion. Look at this one, Gauzy. Ryzen 5 5600X golden sample. Screenshot attached. Excellent condition. Comes with the AMD heatsink. Misplaced the box. So this here, mate, is an absolute dream. I would buy that every day of the week if I was close enough. It's in Canterbury. That's a good deal. 240 quid for that. I'd take a pinch of salt with what it says here about all the golden sample crap. But I would say for a Ryzen 5 5600X, 240 quid. Yeah, that's probably a really good deal, to be fair. But that's about it. So I think the top and bottom of this was basically just to say to you guys that we initially found some really good deals on graphics cards, and then when we started to move towards PCs, we started noticing that there was some good components in there, but the graphics cards were just reconditioned or older versions or anything like that. So it's basically just people trying to get rid of all their old crap that they couldn't get rid of previously for a few extra pounds of your hard-earned money. So in my opinion, I would say, unless you've actually looked at the build and it's got everything that you actually want, or an upgrade path, or it's an absolute bargain, I would stick to buying what components you actually need at the time you actually need them, and not overpaying for all the crap that you don't need. And we've obviously seen, don't just look at the first thing as well. Scroll down. Some things we've noticed that the listings have been put in the wrong sections up here, not just in electronics. Some of it was in the other bits. And some of those is where we actually found some amazing bargains. Yeah. In my opinion, we have found some real good stuff. But again, there is some things on there which is sketchy. And I would always say, before you buy anything, don't go transferring money online. You always want to see it, touch it, feel it, and obviously do a collection as well. If that's not possible, always try and pay via PayPal. And obviously it's the most secure way of doing it, other than obviously paying for it in cash, hand in hand. So guys, obviously I just want to say, appreciate your time. Thank you very, very much. This is the first one. Lighting's not been great. I'm using my webcam. Again, not pre-configured anything. I just felt, you know what, let's just go for a bit of a live stream on YouTube. First time we'll ever do it. So next time we're going to do it, I will tell you that I've just spent an absolute fortune today. Okay, an absolute fortune on lighting and Elgato cam links. So I've just bought an Elgato 4K cam link, the 4 option, which is about 400 quid for that, so I can link up my 3 cameras. We've just spent an absolute fortune on some Godox lights. So we're going to have a massive dome light at the front, one massive dome light hanging from the ceiling, so when we're doing the builds, the lights are going to be so much better. So hopefully those will be here by the end of the week. So I'm going to start implementing some live streams. I'm going to sell off this Logitech Brio. I'm going to sell off the C920. I've got a couple of other things that I just want to get rid of as well. And hopefully recoup a little bit of money back, but give some people a few bargains, maybe even give away some bits and bobs as well. So I just want to say massive thank you for the small amount of people that have stayed with me. Appreciate your time, and all the very best. Enjoy your weekend.